Hi everyone, my name is NeoKad99 and with me will be Nobleboy77. And I do think there's like a delay between me and them talking, so you'll probably like say something in a few seconds, sorry about that. But yeah, I will be playing F-Zero on
Oh,
the Gold Grand Prix. And
all right then. Can anyone hear me?
they should hear him. So yeah, we'll be playing a Grand Prix mode with the Blue Falcon. I'll be playing all 3 leagues and hopefully it will go well. But
Well,
okay, so let's just get going, I think. So
so
basically,
yeah,
because there's no...
welcome everybody and good morning.
Hold
So
on.
for this marathon, we're doing F-Zero on Super Nintendo. This is the one of the first launch titles on the system and the first one to introduce the technical as the mode 7. And NeoKad is going to be running this category, the entire Grand Prix, as the Blue Falcon, which is piloted by the series protagonist, Captain Falcon. So we're going to do this on beginner difficulty and all the 3 leagues as well. So whatever he's ready, we're gonna hop in. Okay. So yeah, anyway, now we start with New City, the setting that where every F-Zero race open up. And this is the most basic one of the entire game, which is a good way to introduce all the mechanics of the game itself. So, F-Zero, it's a racing game that what you do is that you have just race, run. Not only you have to race, but also you have to survive many obstacles that you have to avoid as well. And in the Grand Prix, as you see there, you have to avoid those orange cars that appear randomly. They just serve as an obstacle. I'm gonna talk about the mechanics of this game, how this works. Every lap you pass, you get a booster, which is represented by this 3S icon on the bottom screen. As you see. And then every time you pass a lap as well, you get extra points, which is depending on what position on the rank you reach the finish line. In first place, you get 900 points. Second, 600. Third place, 400. And fourth and below, 200. Oh man, yeah, there's a huge delay.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, hang on. So yeah, about surviving the obstacles, it is very important about this game. What I mentioned is because one of the things is the power meter. That means that if you run out of power, that means your car explodes and you automatically lose the race. And that's how this game works, basically. So now we are in Big Blue, whose planet is 99% covered in water and 1% is being land, which represented by the track itself and those totem pole trees, palm trees in the background. And this course, it's very manageable as well. The only thing you need to be worried about is some of the hazards that the dirt has, you saw in the beginning of the first track. And then there's something introduced in this course, the ice zone, which means that once you hover on ice, your turning can be a little difficult to do because you get it's slippery. And shout outs to Big Blue who has an awesome theme. The soundtrack in this game is amazing. So not much to say about here, just every track is just you gotta survive and get into the first, win the race in every track. But in this case, you have to, what you saw there is that Neo has to intentionally at the end of the final lap, you have to intentionally slow down, so you have to let the other opponent cars to catch on you and finish in second place. That is because we're skipping the first place victory animation, which is says like a 5 or 6 seconds. So yeah, allows to go quicker to the next course. Does ice impact your hovering vehicle? Yes, it makes your vehicle slip, like I said. Oh, and those cars that you see, the flashing ones, they're about to explode. You run into them, that means that you lose a good chunk of your health, like that, for example. So we're almost at the end of the course. So it's gonna do intentional second place. And good job there, NeoKad. So now we are in Sand Ocean, where this planet covered in dunes. In ancient times, there were primitive animals living in this. Only this time now, what you're seeing is just their fossilized remains. And this is one of the longer courses in the game because it introduced some turns that you have to do with 90 degrees, and that's where you have to use the drift turning, which is done by holding the L and R buttons. Oh, and one thing I needed to explain is that you see every time that Neo tap the accelerator button when making those turns, it's a technique what is called blast turning, which allows him to make the turns much more with no problem just when you tap the accelerator, and you can maintain the speed and without reducing it much as possible. So this is how this course works. It's a pretty long one, as the majority of the course in this game can last up to 2 minutes. This one can go like 2 and 30 if you're not fast enough. So now it's better now I talk about the rest of the cars of this game. The second car, the Golden Fox, piloted by Dr. Stewart, an ex-paramedic who's riding for his life for his deceased father, Kevin Stewart. Yeah, I know, it's a little dark. His car, the aforementioned Golden Fox, it's the lightest of the four, as it has the lowest durability, and it has a very slippery control, and it can be a little tricky to use because of that durability, and it can go down pretty fast.
That's probably why Kevin Stewart
But it has
crashed.
the highest acceleration, which unfortunately also, even that it has the lowest top speed. Oh, and yes, when you those flashing areas that you see in every beginning course, those are the pit runs, which when you run into them, your car's power can get refilled, and you see that chip at the upper screen, you're sending energy just to give you energy back. So now we ended up with Sand Ocean, and we're moving on into the next course. This is Deathwing. This course is notorious for having its own gimmick. You see, there is a strong wind pushing him on the right, so you have to make a slight turn in order to counter that wind. And also we introduced to the dash blades, which allows you to run fast at a high speed for a short amount of time. The biggest issue, however, that you need to know is that the computer cars never ever miss those, so you have to hit those dash blades in order to prevent the computer cars being catching on you. So Deathwing itself is supposed to be called the most peaceful planet in the entire universe. There's anything but peaceful. And it has, like I mentioned, that's the whole of that strong wind. And this is where Pico, the pilot of the Wild Goose, supposed reside, where he resides from. Which the third card of the game, the green card, the aforementioned Wild Goose, is like much better than the Golden Fox because it has the highest durability among the 4 cars. It has a very good top speed, cap at 467 kilometers per hour, but it has a slightly tough to control, but still better car than the Golden Fox. And it was piloted by the aforementioned Pico, who was a hitman for hire, and he possessed aggressive driving skills. Something that is mentioned in later games that he caused some freak accident. That's what according to later games.
Whoops.
So yeah, now we're reaching the finish line. Just wait for someone to catch up. Oh, he just barely passed on the Golden Fox, and he get the first place. That's what happens. Why we don't need to get first place in the first 4 courses, because of the victory animation.
Yeah, I got greedy. I'm sorry.
So now we are into Silence. This course lives up to its name because Silence is a planet where no life form ever live into this empty planet, and there's no sound. So the F-Zero races are the only known echo that you can ever hear in this planet. And as for the course itself, this is the last of the Night League. As you see, every league is 5 courses. So the beginning part, you want to take the left path, which is the shortcut, but you gotta be careful because this course introduced another stable obstacle of the series, landmines. You run into them and you get knocked either side, and you lose some part of your power. And it can also dry some of your controls. So then there's some tight turns that you have to make very tightly and without hitting the guardrails. But it's a little tricky to pull it off. Oh, you notice that Mute City and Deathwing had a 1 in their title. That's because they're going to be later on variations of the setting later in the game. Because we're going to see each setting has a different variation, except for Big Blue and Silence and another one that we'll see at the end of the game. So now we're at the final lap. So every fifth course at the end of the cup, you just want to get first place at this point. And also every 10,000 points that you get an extra life, which is pretty much you see right there. And that's the Night League. It's a bit high. Okay. So yeah, you see your racer running for victory every last course. In a run, you're supposed to reset your console, but for this marathon, we cannot do it. So now we're moving on into the next league, which is the Queen League. And this is like the intermediate level difficulty, which is, in my opinion, is the most balanced of the three cups. We're starting with New City 2, which is set in the afternoon. New City 2, not much to say in this one, which is very similar like in the previous New City course. Only that, as you see in the map, this part right here is the most different one. That is shaped like an oval. And of course, more jump plates. Which, by the way, jump plates, you're gonna want to take advantage of those because every time you hit a jump plate, you get extra speed. And when you hold down the D-pad, you make your vehicle jump higher, and you can land safely. But if you don't hold down the D-pad while landing, you take a bit of a crash, and you lose some speed. As demonstrated right there. For this course, it's the same. Just run over the dirt, use your boost, and jump over a lot. Not much to say right there. And yeah, this is unfortunate. This is not on Master. We're playing on the beginner difficulty. So I can talk about the last car of the game, the Fire Stingray, who was piloted by the rival of Captain Falcon, Samurai Goro, the leader of a gang of thieves that is known for residing in Red Canyon. The Fire Stingray is widely regarded by many players as the best car in the game because it has excellent durability, excellent controls, because you don't need to blast through that much while capping of the top speed, which is the highest in the entire game, 478 kilometers per hour. And it's the one that the go-to car to speedrun this game. I mean, watch every time attack videos and every speedrun of this game, and you'll see what I mean. So now we finished Mute City 2, and now we're going into Port Town. This Space Harbor town has been used as a relay point for intergalactic trades ever since, and this is also the home of Captain Falcon. Port Town 1 is a pretty tricky course because we are running into some of the unique hazards. These magnetic rails, so you're gonna have to press the shoulder button without turning, so in order to make resistance of getting attracted by them and through those guardrails. And yes, I have to mention the difference between difficulties. The difference between difficulties is that the AI speed does differ a lot, and also the appearance of the obstacle cars. The cap of the AI cars on beginner, if I recall correctly, it caps at 360 kilometers. At standard, they run at 380. On expert, they run at 438, and that's where they start to rubber band more often. And finally, on master, the highest difficulty in the game that you had to unlock first, before you get access to it, the computer flat out cheats. Yeah, and so yeah, as the someone in chat mentioned, yeah, this game is one of the earliest of examples of rubber band AI, and it means that no matter how far you go, they will be magically behind you. So basically, yeah, they flat out cheat, which they run at 478 kilometers per hour, which is the top speed of the Fire Stingray. So that's why they cheat. So now we are in Red Canyon. As I mentioned about Samurai Goro, this is where this planet is where a lot of group of bandits and thieves reside. They use as a hideout. And for Red Canyon 1, we have this part of jump place we have to use to our advantage, and those magnetic floor that you see there, those attract your weight. They attract you faster from coming on air, and they can damage you. So, but thankfully they're easy to avoid. And also, as Bear mentioned, that some of the courses are not playable in the practice. You can only practice 7 courses in total in that mode. And the 5 courses of the Night League, Whiteland 1, which is the course that's coming after this one, and Port Town 2. One from the Queen League and one from the King League. So Red Canyon, it's not a hard course to run in, because a lot of the space are pretty wider for the majority course. Bandits and thieves, so is the government. I guess. But yeah, the F-Zero community allow every kind of race and every life form to participate in those races. Yes, that includes criminals as well. I'm not making this up because that's how the series is. Later F-Zero games explain to detail. So now we're done with Red Canyon. Now we are into Whiteland. Whiteland, this crystallized planet, which is covered in crystals, and it is the most romantic one across the universe. So Whiteland 1, as the name suggested, there's a lot of ice zones there. So that means you gotta be very careful with your turns in order not to get slipped by. And there's some jump plays that you can use and take some shortcut as well to your advantage if you have enough speed. And that is, of course, if you have enough speed and you feel enough confident, just like that, as Neo demonstrated. So, also that you see that save, that rank, that something I said save, that is the save rank. That it means that every lap you pass, the rank goes down, the position rank goes down. It means that if you pass a lap below the rank that the game suggests, it's telling you, that means that, for example, if you go below 5th place, and you cross the finish line on that position, you lose the race automatically. Which it's a pretty odd choice. I guess it's to add pressure to the player. But yeah, in order to qualify, basically you had to finish the race in third place and onwards. in order to qualify. And how ice can affect flying cars? You tell me that. Because logic, I guess.
I am
Yeah,
getting
they are
gold
hovering
split
cars,
after gold
as they
split.
mentioned, as they are affected by terrain effects. So now we are to Lightland 2, and a nice touch that the music also changes as well. So signifying that we are in a second variation of the setting. Wildland 2 is a tricky course. This one is a bit notorious for being a lot of first-time players who went to this course had a struggle to get a long jump that we're about to see. This is the first time that people got off guard, and people would say, "How do I make that jump?" Basically, you have to realize that's where you have to run on into the jump plates. Yeah, most people didn't read the I guess they didn't read the manual. And there's some tricky turns that you have to do, like those two 90-degree turns. Which is again pretty tight, and you without running into the guardrails. Also, did I talk about the Blue Falcon already? Did I describe the Captain Falcon's car? Can somebody tell me in chat? So yeah, this course is just you gotta keep in mind, just hold down on the D-pad to make that jump, and of course you need enough speed. More so if you conserve the one jet booster. I didn't hold down for a moment. But yeah, the Blue Falcon is pretty much the beginner-friendly card. It's like you said, the jack all stats type card, which it has good durability, very good turning, and it also has a above average durability, and it has a very good acceleration, the second highest, only beaten by the Golden Fox. And his top speed is pretty good, over 557 kilometers per hour. And that will do it for the Queen League.
I tied my Queen League PB. Nice.
I'm sorry. I was focusing on the game itself, on the courses, because these games, it's just that the course I need to be taught more, and also the run as well. I'm sorry. And I know I feel ashamed, but yes, I know. And like I said, Captain Falcon is the pilot of the said vehicle. A very renowned bounty hunter and a highly skilled F-Zero racer whose past is shrouded in mystery. That's the only thing we can say about him. But now we're going into the King League, the hardest of the three leagues.
Thank you for the
Because this one
GGs.
has two notorious courses that are designed to murder the player. But now we are into Mu City 3, which is take place at night. This course is very much, the map, it looks exactly like Mu City 1, except for a few notable differences. Those little guardrails tied there, and the most notable one, yeah, this part is full of landmines that you have precisely, which you can see that the computer cards can hit the landmine too, but only if you see them running into them. That's how it works. If you go behind them, you don't see it. That means that no, they didn't hit the mine at all. Which is, I don't understand that logic. But yeah, not much to say about that this course, which is aside from that set difference, just like always, run over the dirt when you have a booster on your backlog, and avoid the landmines. That's the main diff. That's that set this one apart from the other two new cities. Yeah, I know. There was another. Yeah, one of the F-Zero games in GBA, it is said that Captain Falcon supposedly had a descendant. Well. Well, not much to say now at this point. I guess I don't have much more whatever I should said about this game.
It wasn't even intentional.
So once again, just let the opponent card pass you, so we can skip out most of the victory animation. And good job there, Neo. And now time for Deathwing 2. This is one of the hardest courses in the game.
I hate that Twin 2.
This is primarily what's gonna coming soon. We make some easy turn, but then the left path opens up, and now we have tight turns to do, and we have to hit all of those dash plates put in tight places, pretty much close to the guardrail. And you gotta make very tight turns as well. And also got a reminder that the computer cards always hit those dash plates. For some reason, they don't hit the first one, but the rest of them, they always hit them no matter what. So you gotta have to hit them all in order to stay in the lead. And then the rest of the course is pretty much similar like the first Deathwing. As I addressed in the first Deathwing course, you just have to counter the strong wind by making a slight turn, and also stay out of the guardrails as possible, and then hit the aforementioned dash plates in order to stay in the lead. So now we're in the final lap. So I see Neo decide to conserve the last 3 boosters for the final lap.
I keep the boosters for emergencies. In case
So
I lose
just
speed.
survive. That's alright. Take it easy. Now you're gonna intentionally brake, so we can let the other car pass us, and we can skip the victory animation.
I am 4 seconds ahead of PB.
So now we are the third to last course, Port Town 2. Now this course, you see them at the title screen, and this is the last course you can practice in practice mode. And from what I heard, this was used a lot in later F-Zero. So is mostly the same as the previous Port Town stage, just avoid the guardrails, except for this pad right here. You had to make a bit of a 90-degree turn and just turn tightly very well. So that means that this course is much longer. Also, there's a shortcut that you can make from that jump, but you have to be at the very highest speed as possible. With the 3 cars at least, you have to use a boost in order to make that big jump all the way to the right. Once you make that shortcut, the game, however, will send a UFO to catch you and then send you all the way to the left. But it is a way that to prevent you to taking big shortcuts, as he's telling you, hey, that's cheating. But speedrunners actually use that to their advantage, because that is the quickest way to advance the scores. If you do that jump like 4 and 5 more times, it actually saves like 6 seconds in total.
Not worth it.
If I'm not mistaken. And that is if you do that jump successfully.
That jump is not worth it.
With the Fire Stingray, you can, if you have your top speed intact, you can make it with no problem. But again, you gotta be very, very, very tight with that turn in order to do the jump. So now we are the last 2 laps, and we're entering the final lap. So that's what we're gonna do, just avoid those annoying orange cars. Good thing that this is the only game that have them. Well, Maximum Velocity on GBA also similar obstacle cars, but I don't think they were nowhere near as bad as the ones in here. Alright, so we end Port Town 2.
5 seconds ahead of PB.
So, nice job there, Neo. And now, second to last course, Red Canyon 2. This is the breather level of this cup. It's just that the game is throwing a little bit of a room to breathe before we get to the worst parts. So the big difference that you see there is that big jump at the left. It's like the White Land 2 jump. You have to make sure that you hold down the D-pad in order to jump higher and make it to that arrow-shaped jump plates, or else you're going to crash and you lose the race. The right pad is normally you're supposed to take it, but the left pad is much more easier. And the computer cars never ever do that jump, because on the right pad there's some landmines you have to dodge. So that's why you don't need to worry about that when you do the jump. And that's pretty much the main difference between Red Canyon 1 and 2. Just do the same I was doing the first one, just do the jump plates and avoid that magnetic floor. And that's where the straight pad opens up for this one. That's the main differences between the 2 courses. So we're almost at the end of this course, and we're almost ready for the final course of the game. And that one, yes, that one is very notorious among many players who gone into it the first time. because that was no doubt a childhood nightmare to a lot of people, including myself. So we're almost at the finish line. Just avoid the last set of obstacle cars, and now once again let the other cars pass us, and there we go.
5 seconds of
Okay,
the PB.
time for the final course of the game. This is Firefield. Firefield is very notorious among many players because this is the longest course in the game and also the hardest.
Great music
Because
though.
what you see there, there's a lot of 90-degree turns that you have to, and they are extremely tight to maneuver, and that makes it pretty difficult to do properly without hitting the guardrails. And then there's two paths at the end of the course that they're split into two paths. One that leads you to the pit area, and there's the one on the right. And the one in the pit area, actually you want to avoid as much as possible because that will become a detriment to your time, and the computer cars can easily catch you on. Only go there if you feel that you need more power. Yeah, this course, yeah, it is, like I said, it's a childhood nightmare to a lot of players because you can easily lose a lot of life here in no time if you're not careful with this course. And there's a bit of ice pad there, but it's not detrimental. But then you got this part with magnetic rails on both sides.
I like Firefield a lot. Very hard,
So
but very
yeah,
satisfying.
I have to talk about Firefield itself. Basically, this planet was once a planet full of powerful minerals, and of course, many mega corporations extract them there. But then, thanks to man's greediness, they accidentally hit the planet's core, causing a massive explosion. As a result, the whole planet became covered of magma, and that's what Firefield got its name from. So yeah, lesson learned. Just pay attention where you're extracting, folks, because or else you're gonna destroy an entire planet and leave it on fire. That's what happens when someone gets greedy, especially rich companies. So yeah, that's almost done with the game. One final lap. Yeah, this game sometimes the bitrate be a little be affected by it, thanks to the aforementioned Mode 7. Some courses as well can affect the bitrate, and I'm sorry if you've seen this chat, but that's how some games work. Alright, almost done with the game. One last turn. Alright.
PB by 4 seconds.
And that's GG. Good job, NeoKad. So there you have it, folks. That was F-Zero. Very good run there, NeoKad. And I hope you guys enjoy my commentary because I'll be honest, I'm not that good at commentating at first, but I did probably explain much of the game as possible. This is my first time helping someone else. And also, I provide most of the setting's backstory in the lore of F-Zero. Because I love talking about the lore. Because I like this game. I grew up with it. I'm also like the F-Zero series.
Okay, so I'm kind of what you really
And
want to.
yes, congratulations that is Central PD.
Yeah, I just want to say a quick word if I can, like, I don't know if I'll be cutting a
So,
novel here.
again, great job.
But, yeah.
Great job there, NeoKad. And thank you so much, everybody, for allowing me to commentate on this game. All the organizers. Alright, so Neo wants to talk about it. So I'm gonna mute myself.
sorry.
He has some final words.
Okay, so I don't know if this will come off cleanly with the resume and all that. Because like my setup was really awkward. I do not know anything about setup for Switch apparently, so sorry about that. But yeah, just wanted to say thank you very much for watching. I'm not used to doing my returns without commentary, so that felt really different. No, you did a super job, by the way. Thank you so much. The lore was really cool. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching. I hope this was entertaining enough. I did PB by 4 seconds, so I'm really proud of that. So GG to me, I suppose. But yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching, for sticking around, for giving us some attention. I'm really happy to showcase this game that I love very much. It's still one of my favorite speed games. It's just one of my favorite racing games actually. I think it's a lot of fun to play, and I'm really glad that I got this good of a run despite my horrible mistake in Big Blue at the start. I am very nervous. I'm not used to speaking like this, but yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, Chad, for being so nice, so supportive, for encouraging me during the run. I really wanted to interact more with the chat, but I didn't want to step on anyone else. Oh my god, Tankman22. Bless you, thank you for showing up. I love you so much, no homo. Thank you very much for being here. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. I know, sorry if I'm like taking my time here, but yeah, just big thank you to everyone. I'm really glad you all exist. Please stay safe. Please stay alive. Please do your best, and please just be the best you are. And once again, thank you to SpeedGaming, and thank you to Noble Boy for such a great commentary, and just thank you everyone for being here. I will now leave it to the rest of the crew and the rest of the runners for hopefully something even better than I just did. But just thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe.
See you, everybody.